Hi guys, it's me, Keith Johns. Today we're back with another video. In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about my United flight attendant training. I went in 2023, and you guys like how you got bees in your hair. How's your flight attendant? The pictures up here. I am not a flight attendant no more. Quit that job. Jeez, that was. But yeah. So anyway, we're going to take a trip down my trauma memory lane of United flight attendant training. If you guys are new, follow the social medias here. And if you guys have any questions that you guys want to ask about training, etc. like that, instead of the YouTube comment section, just send me a DM on Instagram. And that's like the best way to get my reply. Just DM me on Instagram. It might like take like a little minute, but DM me on there and we can talk about if you have any questions, stuff like that about training, how it was, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I'm gonna go by like I have my little tablet right here. It's kind of like, it helps me like go by like, it's like us right here, my little training group. But it's just like helped me go by like the weeks by weeks, because it was 7 weeks there, and there's like a car outside, but it was like 7 weeks there, and this tablet's gonna like kind of help me like with pictures and movies and stuff like that. So week one is, for me, it was orientation week, whatever. You know, we had 90 people in our group, so you have 90 adults, you have 90 personalities. You know, you have a lot of bold, loud personalities. All right, so they're all in the same room. Like United, they know what they're hiring. So you have a lot of bold personalities in the same room. So your first week, you're gonna get to know everybody. You have like a little introductory, and then you have like a little lecture, and then people are like, you know, talking, trying to figure out like who they're gonna be roommates with, and who they, you know, gonna be friends with, who they're gonna be study buddies with, and blah, blah, blah. And I was not here for it. First day, I went to bed. I'm tired. I flew to North Carolina. I was exhausted. And then we had like to give like the document and stuff like that. Played the room, whatever. Next day we had like a little lecture, blah. And then we went to like the training center. I think the day after next, or I think we had a day off or something like that. But what's the day after next? So it was like the same week. And week one is the easiest week. Like week one, you literally like just study, like get your packet, study. Yeah, week one was a very easy week. Week one was where I got into a lot of drama. There's a lot of drama. So I was like, me, and then I met like one of my friends at the bar. We're still friends to this day. We was there, and we was like just, you know, drinking Patron. I had like 7 shots, and they had like, I think they had the same amount and some wine. We was like drunk because it was like trauma. We were just sick of being there. It was like on a Friday, and we were just sick of it already. I was like, I want to go home. I'm just tired of being around these people. Like being around 90 adults all day, every day, you get sick of them real quick. It's like, oh my gosh, it's way too many people. Like you're there with them all day. Like there is no such thing as privacy. Like you have a roommate. All right. Like you're in a hotel room with a roommate. Like there's no privacy. There's none at all. So you're around people from, you go to bed, you wake up, and then you have to go early in the morning to go on this bus, eat breakfast, go on the bus, and you're in the training center around way more people. You know, your whole, 90 people, your class, whatever, and it's split, it's like 40 or whatever. And then this is way too many human interactions for me. I was like, oh my gosh. So we were just drinking whatever, and everyone was like, oh, you guys like for drunk. We were like running around the hotel. We was like just wilding out. Like I was 22 during training, so like we was like wilding out, whatever. Yeah, and I remember everyone was like, oh, like you guys was drinking. Okay. Oh, why I brought that up? So like, you guys aren't supposed to be like drinking at like the hotel bar, and if like people that like works at like United, or if someone like one of your classmates is snitching or something like that, you can get sent home. So that's, I'm telling you guys this story. So like, just don't, like, if you're gonna drink, don't get like drunk or sloppy, because somebody might tell you, and you might get sent home, because they will send you home for that. And yeah, so we didn't get sent home, but like no one told us, but we were just wilding out. And then we went out. We went out a lot. Like we went to the clubs. Like cause our first 2 weeks we was off on Saturday, so we went to the club. We went out. We had a good little time. The clubs in Houston was lit. Anyway, week one was a breeze. Week one, it wasn't really much to talk about. We got to know our cities that week, so we learned about like where we was gonna be based, and we bid it for our base. We had 3 choices. I hated my three choices. I hated them all. I hated them all with a T. Legit, I hated it. But I got Houston, and I'm not a fan of Texas. I'm sorry, like, I'm not a fan of Houston. Like, after being at first, I was like, okay, I like Houston because it was there for like the first week. But being in Houston for 7 weeks straight, and the party Houston we was in, is just the ghetto child. So just being around all of that, I hated Houston. I was like, dang, I hate this place. I should have went to like the other ones. But week 2, we started doors. Oh my gosh. So week 2 was like, we had the most exams that week. I remember, I think we had like 3 or 4 tests. And it was like back to back. So each day we had like a exam back to back to back to back. And everyone was like stressed out. We had like study groups and stuff like that. I wasn't really getting along with like what a lot of my classmates, because like the situation we had like at the bar was just sloppy, whatever. So it was like I was studying by myself for a little bit, and we had a bunch of like tests, and then the doors. It was like this little room we had, and I don't know who made, like, someone made doors in our group. They just had like doors like hanging around like the little hotel and stuff like that. You can like go to the doors, and you can like just kind of like study the doors and stuff like that. I'm talking about the doors. I'm talking about like the airplane doors. So you have to like learn the doors. And well, it was the 737 door. That was the first door we did, and you would do the rest of your doors in week 5. But that particular week, we was like studying doors or whatever. And yeah, so we had that. I think we had that exam that week. We had that. Well, yeah, we had that exam, and then we had that. I forgot what it's called. It's like you had to like do like the physical doors. So you have like a paper exam, and then you have like a physical kind of exam. I forgot what it was, but we like had to like touch doors. We had to like kind of like tell like we had to tell like the steps, like how to disarm and arm the door and stuff like that. And it makes more sense when you're there, but we had to disarm and arm the doors and stuff like that. Anyway, so we did that, and then we had a bunch of other exams, and we was all stressed out. People got sent home. People got sent home. Like, people got sent home. Week two is a week people that party and living it up. They learn real quick. This is not the place for that. People got sent home. So make sure you study. Everything's on the packets that they give you. They give you all the material. Literally, they give you the material to study your material. And if you have any questions, ask them. Because the professors I had, well, not professors, but like the instructors I had, they were very open to us, like coming to them and asking questions. And they, we had a lot of like free time in class. So like, we can go up to them and talk to them, ask them anything that you wanted to. So I would advise you guys do that if you don't work well in study groups, because not everybody works well in groups. That's just how it is. But we started to form bonds in groups in week 4. So yeah, that was week 2. Just a bunch of exams, a bunch of stress. Week 3, babes. Oh, tablet down. Week 3, I hated this week. I hated this week with a legit passion. Like, we had one test, one babes, and that one test was ABAs. Look, like, I hate ABAs. Like, also, while it's in my head, don't get too far ahead. So, if you're on week 1, like, focus on week 1. If you're on week 2, focus on week 2. If you're on week 3, focus on week 3. Like, don't focus to like evacs. Don't worry about evacs, because we're gonna get to evacs in a minute. But like, don't, I forgot what they said, but it was something like, you just kind of stay in your week. Like, don't get too complacent. That was another thing they said a lot. But like, just stay in your week, because you have a lot going on in your own week, and that's true. You have a lot going on. But week 3, I hated ABAs. ABAs means able-bodied assistance, and that's the week you have to brief you have to tell people on your plane. But in this scenario, your classmates, you have to. We're all like on this simulator of the plane that they made, and we have to go around. We have to like tell each of our classmates. We had an exam on this too about how you evacuate a plane. You have different scenarios you have to do, and you might be flight attendant 1, 2, or 3. But you have to like basically tell them how to evacuate a plane, and you're getting graded and evaluated on it. So I hated ABAs, because ABA was, I think out of everything we did, ABA was the most it was the most like specific. It was the most like tedious thing. Like, it was very, very tedious. Like, they nitpick everything. Like, you had to say like specific things. You had to like narrow it down to a specific way. Like, ABA week was just my most stressful week. That week I was ready to go. I was done. I logged out. I was even sick of it. I'm sick of being here. I'm sick of this job. I was sick of everything. Like, ABA week was the week I was like, if you have anxiety, babes, if you have anxiety, get your medication before you go to Texas. I'm for real. Like, your anxiety can be ramped up during training. Mine was like up here. I just hated week 3. But other than that, I don't really have much else to say about week 3. We started learning how to do like the beverage cards too. So I think we did that week 2. I think we started week 2 doing that, week 2 or week 3. And we like did a beverage cards. It's not evaluated until week 6 or 7. But beverage cards, you just kind of like, pass out drinks. Like, if you was on a plane, and you do it to your classmates before your lunch. And that's the way our instructors did it, but not everyone do it the same way. But that's the beverage cart. You're gonna do it. It's not that big of a deal. Just kind of remember. I will say, like, while it's not like being graded right now, just remember like the setup of the beverage cart, like the way that the instructors, the way they tell you how to set it up. Just remember like the tedious ways of like how it's supposed to be, because week 6 or 7. 1 week, you're eventually going to be graded on the beverage cart. Week 4 we're going on week 4. I'm trying to like get to this video. I don't want this video to be like an hour. Week 4 was evacs. So evacs is probably the most talked about thing I feel in training. I feel like everybody stresses about evacuations. Evacs is when you have to evacuate your entire plane, and you have to do it under, I think it was 90 seconds, something like that. The seconds is FAA mandated, so it's not a United thing. It's more of like a requirement by the federal government, and you have to be able to evacuate the entire plane within, I think it's 90 seconds. I think it's 90. Yeah. So you have to, your entire plane is your course, your group, your classmates. And if you have a large class, hopefully you still have time. Hopefully you still have a large class at that time. You have to be able to evacuate all of them. You work in groups and you work in pairs, and you learn how to like evacuate. And during the time, I feel like during that week, our class got closer as a group. We started to work with each other. We started to train with each other. We had study groups. We had like these big rooms that we would like get out. And it's not, you don't rent the rooms in the hotel. You just kind of like just walk up in there. If there's no one in there, you kind of take the room. But we will like study evacs, and we will like say our commands and stuff like that. Commands is a term. Commands is a group of words you have to say when you evacuate the plane. I'm not going to say United specific commands in this video, but you just have to say certain commands when you evacuate, and you will learn it. Like you have each commands like at like the start, middle, end of the evacs. And during evacuations, for me, I was stressed out. My anxiety was like on a 10. It was very high. A lot of people normally get sent home on evac week, but my class, we didn't really get sent home. Like I think we had like, no one got sent home actually. Evac, I don't think no one got sent home. Maybe like 1 or 2. I don't remember, but evacs, oh yeah, 1 person got sent home, but evacs for most part was pretty fine for everybody. We had a practice day before the main day. So a practice day is like the day to practice, do the evacuations, and then the next day you're going to get graded and evaluated on your evacs. Yeah, that's all I can say about that. Evacs is, people stress out about it the most. I feel like people hype up evacuations to be the most stressful thing at United. Me personally, I don't think evacs is the most stressful thing. I don't think it's the worst thing you would do, but it's the most important thing to take from training is evacs. But it's not the most tedious thing you would do. ABA weeks was brutal. I hated ABAs. I will always say ABAs, I hate it with a passion. Evacs to me was fun. You get to slide on the slides like so many times that day. You're up all day, you're moving, so you're not gonna be asleep, but you're not gonna be bored. It's a very, very fun day. week 5. Let's get to week 5, babes. Let's go and get there. Wait. Week 4. So we did have first aid as well. We learned about CPR. We learned about first aid, bandages, and what's this? CPR, AEDs, halons, and fire extinguishers, and the breathing masks. We learned about so much of that. First aid week, you will get graded on that too. So make sure you know how to do your CPRs, your chest compressions. They change it. I think it's like 30 pumps, 2 breaths, 30 breaths, 2, what's that? 30 pumps, 2 breaths, stuff like that. That's a dog barking. Why are you barking in the video, dude? That's not my dog. It's the neighbor's dog. But yeah. So where am I at? First aid. So yeah, we did that. We did compressions. We did medical stuff. That was It's not hard. It's not like just studying material. You don't have to know like nurse things. Just know you really have to know the foundation. You have to know how to give CPR. You have to know how to do the AEDs and how to do the halons and make sure people are breathing if they have panic attack complaints, because the stuff that they teach you, like, pay attention. I feel like first aid week, real life, pay attention to this, because when you become a flight attendant, when you become a flight attendant, listen, people on planes, things happen, babes, like heart attacks, people getting hit by the wheels on luggage because they don't listen. You know, people get concussions, people having peanut allergies, people panicking, having anxiety attacks, or people need ibuprofen. That's why I quit. That's why I quit this job. Like, people for real, I can't curse. People for real have medical emergencies on these planes. They don't pay you enough to deal with this. First aid week, listen up to this, because you might have to do some chest compression. You might have to do CPR in real life. You might have to really use an AED. And nowhere's out on a plane. Like, they give you like this little link, this little phone that you have to use. Know where stuff is on that plane, because things get real, babes. I'm trying to tell you. On like, when you become a flight attendant, it gets real. Because I had a medical emergency at least once a week. I was sick of it. So week 5 comes around. Week 5 is door week. So you learn the doors of all the other planes that United has to offer. So we did 7. We don't do the 37 no more. So we did 47, 57, 777, 777, 87, and the 777 is my favorite doors, because you do nothing. You do stuff, but it's the easiest doors. And then we did evacuations on those doors. So once you do evacs in week 4, evacs in week 5 is a breeze, babes. It is easy as day. It's like, it is a walk in the park. It is a walk in the park. Week 5 is a very, very fun week. Week 5 was my favorite week there. It was the best week. Like, you're not necessarily being graded. Oh, you have open book exams. So that was our exams week 5. For us, it was open book, open link, whatever. So it was a breeze. Like, week 5, all I'm gonna say is, like, live life, breathe there, just know how you're gonna get there. You know, be so wonderful. As like Harley said, week 5 is a very, very fun week for me. And you do learn what I did. We did water evacuation as well. It's like a whole different layer of hell. There's water evacs. You will learn it. You will master it. You'll be fine at it. If you can do a regular evac, you can do water evacs. And I don't really have a lot to say about week 5. Week 5 was see how lit up. Week 5 was a very fun week for me. It was a very great week. Week 6. What happened that week? I think we had finals. No, we didn't. It was one of those weeks. Week 6 or 7. I don't know. Week 6 and 7 is gonna be a blur. It's gonna be kind of together, because like week 7 is very short. Week 7 is your graduation week, but week 6, I think we had finals. that week. So we had a final exam, and then we had equipment exam, and we did The final exam is long and tedious. I know I can't talk about it on here, but the final exam, just know it's study every packet you get. That's all I'm gonna say. So like, don't throw anything away. Keep everything that you have. You have to give some of your packets back during training, but everything that they do let you keep, make sure you study it. Keep your notes that you have like from the previous weeks, from week 1 all the way up to week 5. Keep your notes. Make sure you study for the final exam. It's pretty long and tedious, but for the most part, I can say we had 2 people get sent home from the final exam, so it was, we had a big class. 2 people got sent home from finals, so do what you do with that. But all I'm gonna say is study for that final. Make sure you study. 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 Use your study groups wisely. If you're not a study group kind of person, you can always use your instructors. You can ask them. You can talk to them. I'm pretty sure they will help you. They will guide you, and they will show you how to get to things with your link, because that's gonna be very important when you're a flight attendant. Is that phone base. Also, the equipment exam, I had to redo mine because I did not know how to put on a halon extinguisher. I didn't know how to do it. But I got it down and I graduated. I have my picture here. It'll be on the screen. I don't know why I'm like doing this, but it should be. It might be on the screen. It might, because the instructors are in this picture, but I don't really want to put them on there. I liked my instructors. We had very good instructors. Like, we had very good instructors. We had a good, like, it was a breeze. It was very good instructors. I probably won't post it, but overall it was fun. Graduation day was fun, but that was my. I feel like I forgot something. I really feel like I forgot something. Week 6. Yeah. Oh. We didn't do this. We didn't have it, but I know the next classes had it. Week 4, you also do ditching. So ditching is evacuation, but in water. We just had like a little floor. You had like little the rafts. We just had it there, but I know you guys now. I know you guys have the pools. You guys have real water, and you see this right here. My hair not getting wet, but you guys have real water, and all I'm saying is have fun. Because I don't know what it's like now. I don't know what it's like now, but I do know you do have ditching. I can't really speak on ditching from experience because we didn't really do that. We kind of like just we just kind of winged it. But you guys have real water now, so have fun with that. That was training at United for me. Overall, oh my gosh, I forgot. I am so bad. So we did practice flights, and we had flights evaluated. So we flew, oh my gosh, how did I forget this? So we actually flew flights. So we did a practice flight, training flight, and you and a few other classmates, like 4, 3 of you guys, or 5 or 6, you guys will fly from Houston to another city, and you guys will work with flight attendants on that day. So like, flight attendants, they may or may not teach you like how to do things, or you can like kind of follow them along, or they may have you just work the plane themselves. It just depends on what the flight attendant that day wants you guys to do in the training class. And my group, we flew somewhere in Florida. I think it was Fort Lauderdale. It was in the morning. All I would say is Florida flights. Oh gosh, like, I'm pretty sure every flight attendant will agree with me on this. Like, flying to Florida sucks. As a flight attendant, Florida's your worst trips ever. But we flew to Florida. It was in a training group. We just sat down. We saw like how they did. We got up like when they was boarding the plane. Like after they boarded the plane and stuff like that. We got up. We seen like how they did announcements and like how to make drinks, stuff like that. We watched new safety demonstrations. Most of the time in your flight attendant lifetime, when you are a flight attendant, you mostly will not do safety demonstrations, but you need to know how to do it, because most planes now, we live in technology, so like they have like on the screen when you're on the plane, they show like the videos of safety demos. You don't really do it a lot, but in this case, they did it for us because they wanted to see how they do it. And then that was just our training flight. It was a breeze. You just kind of value. You just watch them do like their stuff. You just watch flight attendants. You know, you see how to do the drinks. You learn about each flight attendant's role. So each flight attendant on the plane, they're labeled. You have your purser, which is flight attendant one. You have the rest of your other flight attendants. So you learn how things go, and then you will learn on that day like what you're supposed to do as your flight attendant role. Because when you are a flight attendant, you get assigned a particular role of which flight attendant you are that day. If you're new, most of the time you're gonna be purser based, so you used to that role. Then the next day after that, well, we had a break, so we had a day off, and the next day you do your I can't say the name of it, but we did our tests or our exam, and this exam was you on the plane ourselves. So we were the flight attendants today, but we couldn't do like we couldn't like arm the doors because we weren't like official flight attendants, but we could do drink service with the other flight attendant. We could do beverage service. It just depends on like the flight attendant is there. But you're supposed to do your beverage service. You're supposed to like do the lunches and trades for first class. You're supposed to do all that stuff. I'm exhausted. But you're supposed to do all of that, and you're just really a flight attendant that day. You get I feel like this day, not a lot of people really talk about it. It's not really a hard day. It's not really a stressful Tuesday. It's kind of like an exciting day. You do get help maybe, but my group, my day, we got help. So they would kind of like, cause you're working a life. Oh my gosh, the video went out. But so you work in a life, like they will like kind of walk you through like how you're supposed to do things, and even though you're being tested and graded, they grade you like on how, oh, I can't even say that, but you are evaluated on your performance throughout the day, basically. Yeah. So do you beverage service? If you're those flight attendants that do the beverage service, if you're not, you're on the front. Me personally, I like being flight attendant number one. I like being purser. To me, it's the least amount of work, but it's the most amount of responsibilities. That's to me. These dogs, man, scare me. But least amount of work, most responsibilities. You will do like let me not say that, but you will do a lot of things that day. You will work that day. You will learn a lot of experience, and if you don't know something, even though you're being graded, it's okay to ask questions, because at the end of the day, you are working a live flight. There's real people on this plane. It's not your classmates. This is like paid passengers that are flying. So you will have you can't really mess up. Like, you can't really mess up. If you guys have questions, just DM me on Instagram. We can talk more there, but you can't really mess up. Like, that day, I wouldn't really stress too hard about that day. I feel like your actual training, like your first aid day. I feel like first aid is a very important day. First aid is a very, very important day. But I think your ABAs, your evacuations, and your week 2 exams are probably your most important like things you're doing training. This particular like your flight like exam, like your week 6 or week 7, it's not something I was stressed out about. That's all I'm gonna say to you guys. It's just not the worst thing in the world. I wouldn't really have too much anxiety about it. If you're nervous being around a bunch of people, like I said, get your anxiety meds, because this job is very in your face. You're the face of the airline, and they just want people to look good. They want people to be very confident, and yeah. Also, that's the end of my training. Okay, we're done. Graduated. We're out. We get a week off. It was nice stuff. They gave us a week off. Babes. I needed a week. I need to sleep. Also, sleep while you're there. If you want advice, sleep while you're there. Get plenty of sleep. All your weeks. You need sleep. Like, do not be up to like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning trying to study, because you gotta get up at like 7 to get on the bus. Like, you sleep, eat, sleep. Yeah. Okay. But Maybe I could do a question. Maybe I could do a video about like my interview process, how it went for me. Cause I know someone's gonna ask that. But that was my United Flight Attendant training experience. Wow. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, so you just DM me on Instagram. I know this video is all over the place, but my experience is all over the place, and it was just like memory lane of trauma. Anyway, please like and comment and subscribe, and again, follow the socials, and I'm out.